Alright, Walpurgisnacht. To be perfectly honest with you guys, I'm not that interested in the character. Maybe the ego. Ego sounds fun. But I'll probably still roll for everything because I've been saving so many tickets and lunacy that, so I have no other reason to roll on anything else other than Walpurgis, so I might as well. So what is most likely to happen is I'll roll till I get the 200 ideality and probably get an announcer I don't have. Probably Li Hang. Yeah. But what I am hoping is to get characters I don't have. I never rolled for any of these. I could have extract, but I thought it better to just wait for the Walpurgisnacht and then maybe hopefully I get them too while rolling for Walpurgis. Without further ado, let's just go for it, man. See any green? No, never mind. I see green. Let's go. Damn. At least get me a new announcer. Do I even have all the Walpurgis announcers? Okay. Alright, let's go. Meursalt.
작업 시작 시퀀스 확인 완료. 개체 T0450의 38번째 통찰 작업 진행하겠습니다.
Alright, two beams. You know he has like a reload mechanic and shit. Happy with that. Still, I do want Sinclair. The ego. Egos are fun. For this, there will be no more tickets. What? So just 16 more 10 pools? Alright. Let's go. I didn't know main pool still existed. Pronouncer rate does not affect 3-star IDs. It's still 2 and 1 star. Oh, okay. It's very generous. Give me some gold or something, man. Yo, what in the main pool? Yo, gonna go both like this. That's probably like freaking poke office on you. What did I tell ya? Oh goodness. Yo, what is straight up a lie or something? Oh my goodness, man. I'm okay with this. Alright. Getting somewhere. Got a goal too, so might get mine. Wow. 1 out of 2, I guess. Right, green, finally. Yeah, we are starting green. Alright. Okay, alright.
기다려줘서 고마워. 혹시 존댓말을 생략했다고 기분이 상한 건 아니지? 반가워. 나는 헤세드야. 복지팀을 맡고 있어. 엔젤라님 말로는 우리가 당분간은 협력하며 지내라 그러네.
Resident coffee man, a man after my own heart. We love coffee. Oh yeah.
그 동화의 끝이 고작 그런 결말이었나. 차라리 듣지 않는 편이 나았겠어.
Ooh, it seems like I might have to use it to get the Sinclair ego, I mean. Not 5 more times to figure that out. The ego is harder to get. The ego? No, I don't think so. Unfortunate. Maybe I'll get someone new here. Yeah, not as much. Ooh. Yep, I made one more. Well, there's so much for getting a new mount. I mean, at least I got chested, so... Oh.
잠시 아파도 참아주세요. 장담할게요. 사람만큼 훌륭한 음악을 만들어주는 건 없어요.
Nice. Alright. Oh shoot. Let's go. No, if you use that, you skip the whole Uptie 3 like talking point. And the new art. It was an unremarkable sort of day, if one could call it that. Even the agents of the upper layer had been mobilized to suppress and return our reunion to its containment unit. With the control team left hollowed out, the child had been saddled with managing the abnormalities assigned to the department. PMTC. As soon as she stepped into the old lady's containment unit, the child sat reclining in a chair and crossed her legs, unfiltered complaints spilling out of her mouth. All day long, she'd been tasked with doing managerial work on Alriune to extract its ego here. And she failed. That's 3 times already. 7, actually, by the manager's yardstick, that she'd allowed Alriune to escape under her watch today alone. I don't see how that pink mongrel breaking containment is my fault. It's that dimwit of a manager must have bled out every scrap of luck because he couldn't resist rubbernecking at the thing every now and then. Alriune, that sorrowful child, slips out of containment when the work result is bad, and just as readily on a good. It's never content to remain confined. It would much rather wander outside, suffusing the company's musty corridors with the fresh scent of the forest. Things must look quite unfair from where it stands. And, of course, from where the manager stands too. No flower viewing today, just stuck hearing the old hag droning on all day. It's become pitch black, this room. The curse must have seeped into the walls. Been a while since I last did some work here. Dearie, dearie, would you like to hear a story? Whatever. Tales crooned like lullabies, poems too abstract to grasp, ghost stories that make the hair on the back of the neck stand straight up. From stories known to all to the ones known to none. The old lady knows every tale ever told, every single story in existence, every nursery rhyme written for children. It goes without saying that her troves of tales also include the secret stories of the other abnormalities. Just a coincidence, perhaps, or is it inevitability? For the first time, the old lady brought up a tale of an abnormality, an entity that the child knew all too well. Oh, Alriune, the lovely one, a doll who yearned to be human. Know something about that rabbit thing? Of flicker of surprise crosses the child's face as she voices a question, but the answer, in all likelihood, will be hers to hear. The old lady, you see, doesn't speak to you. She merely speaks, spinning her tales and making her loneliness known. Its eyes were full of soul, and it was adored by people. But every genesis of the spring is to be followed by the passing of the autumn. The old lady does no such thing as asking. She doesn't respond either. The words that come out of her mouth are not for conversation, which is why, for all the stories she tells, she can never manage to fill the void of her loneliness. One day, the doll was abandoned in the dark forest. Its eyes were stolen by crows lusting for glitter, while its mind, life, and heart slowly withered away. Part by part, its pretty porcelain body cracked and shattered. Where its eyes once were, only gaping holes were left. And yet, the doll remained standing in the forest. The cracks and openings on the porcelain were instead filled with a growing bouquet of flowers, and fresh petals fluttered down like tears from the empty holes of its eyes. And then, what happened next? Did it hunt down the crow that pecked its eyes out? Did it cut off its wings? The child knew that no answer would be returned, that she would still get to hear the next part of the story, whether or not she invited the old lady to continue. Still, ask she did, as though she were used to such exchanges. Ryoshu, lacking eyes but all-seeing, a human who yearned to be a doll, born of soil, and to soil shall it return. The old lady directed her gaze at the child, a gaze as hollow as that of Ryoshu from the story, a black void that seems to meet the child's own eyes. It was almost as though she were interested in hearing what the child would make of the tale. The child's eyebrows cinched together in a scowl. The tale might have found footing had she cared to listen with interest, but this was not for her. She really should have spared herself the trouble of hearing it out, she thought. L-O-N-E. Your story is literally odious, needless, empty. But surely that was not the end of the story for the doll. Perhaps the story hit a bit too close to home, or maybe it reminded the child of a certain someone she only remembered in the foggy fragments of her memories. Either way, a cloying loneliness clung to the child as she stepped out of the containment unit. And who the hell are you? Oh, Vera, from Information. You're the agent who transferred to the middle layer from the safety team, right? Ryoshu. Right, Ryoshu. I've heard quite a bit about you. What do you want? I came down because Mr. Meursalt gave the order for support. There was no one in the control team. Anyhow, thought I smelled something burning in the lobby and... Yep, I see that you altered your ego gift into a cigarette. Not an issue, I guess, as long as it's not a fire. Oh, the cigarette itself is an ego gift. It's a cigarette that never ends. The employee extended a hand for a handshake. The child slapped it away like a high five and moved toward the hallways, only to be stopped by the flustered employee blocking her path. Please, just a moment. Please wait here until the control team arrives. And why should I do that? You missed the announcement, I take it. The Dusk of Amber will begin shortly, and during the Dusk of Amber, the effectiveness of red, that is physical attack, is doubled. That multiplier nonsense you people like to play with? Correct, Ryoshu, your ego weapons are both white type. I recommend either switching weapons or leave this to the other agents. You're NSFP. Pardon? You're not seeing the full picture. The child brushed past the employee and walked into the corridor with light steps. Look closely, MB. If switching ego gear is what allows double the efficiency, all I need to do is use both my weapons at once instead. Sure, that's one way to up your DPS. What? I'll show you the collaboration of FAS. A gigantic worm burst into the hallway. As the ordeal entity advanced slowly, yet not without momentum, the child raised a crossbow. The employee, who frantically chased after the child, watched the bolt flying from him. And in the same breath, the child's revolver fired 6 rounds at the ordeal at a speed too fast for the eye to track. Was that enough? That's why I told you to either switch weapons or wait. Look, it's not too late to go back. Well, More shots should do the trick. Then one shot, then two, then a hit. Bolts and bullets rain down on the audience until they burst like squashed. And another bolt loosened at point-blank range, punched straight through the largest of them, the dusk itself. Not a dull end to wrap up the day. Wait, why are you aiming that thing at me? The child perhaps had managed to reshape the loneliness that latched onto her into an artistry of her own, because she no longer seemed lonely at all as she emptied her gun on the horrified employee. The skills are like, I don't think she had like a reload mechanic. I think may have missed something. Well, next is Ear Boy. Victim 4 already. I had dispatched a clear warning to all relevant personnel that they must steer clear of the abnormalities containment unit while work is in progress, as the biohazardous material the entity secretes could permeate through the barrier. Perhaps it could not be helped, as the authority to physically quarantine a section of the facility lies with the manager. Itchy. Captain, I'm so itchy. The subject complained of the pruritus of her nape for the 27th time. I probably shouldn't scratch the itch, right, Captain? Scratching your skin to address the itchiness will not be a problem. There is no need for you to worry about the bleeding or excoriation of your skin. Amber, the clerical staff, that is you, correct? That's correct. The subject complained of pruritus for the 28th time since the beginning of this interview. Primary memory retention ability remains in good condition. With that, I record that 10 or more casualties have shown no changes to the brain activity at the 23 hours, 06 minutes, and 21 seconds mark since spore inhalation. Extrapolation, occipital lobe hypertrophy, observed in the late stages of spore infection, henceforth the pre-hatch state, accelerates rapidly at an undetermined time since initial contact. This finding boosts the value of early egg identification and extermination protocol research by 7.1409%. Sorry, what are you saying? Nothing that requires your comprehension. No, I mean, I can't seem to hear you clearly. My belly hurts. Loss of hearing identified. This is the first recorded instance of such a symptom among the casualties. Hold still. I'll use a bioscanner on your abdomen. Is that gonna make whatever this is go away? It will not. Remove your hands from your abdomen. Larva activity observed at the 23 hours, 07 minutes and 01 seconds mark since spore inhalation. This instance has occurred 33% earlier compared to the average extrapolated from the pre-existing data standard normal distribution. Slight palpitations of the occipital lobe area have been observed concurrently. The palpitation is currently traveling to the subject's auditory organ, which leads one to conjecture that it is related to the victim's hearing loss. There's something skittering around in there. The interval of its molting process from Insta2 to Insta2 remains the same within the margin of error. Captain, there's this guy I hang out with all the time. Jacob, he was with me when it happened, you see. Okay? Okay, in what sense? Sorry, I can't hear you. That's better, it doesn't hurt as much. Nullification of pain receptors identified. I will now pose any subsequent questions in writing. Is he okay as in he's not sick, right? See? Is he shouting? I drew an X on paper to relay to the victim that Jacob was indeed not sick. Oh, that's good. I feel funny, like I'm bloated. Captain Meursalt, what's up with the ego weapon? Immediate pre-eclosion symptoms identified, preparing for battle. Oh, that's right. She's so close by. It's hatching. Eclosion of entity T-04-50-2 identified and eliminated. Subsequent emergence of Amber Ordeal also identified. Eliminated. Reporting test results of conducting an interview near T-04-50's containment unit. While no variance in the interval between contraction and the late stage of infection has been observed, It can be said that the subject perceives the Queen at a relatively earlier point. Recording an observation of note, the entity spoke through the victim immediately before eclosion, suggesting that it has the capability to seize the victim's nervous system. And hey, hey, Captain. You know WRH, another containment breach. Don't fault me, Captain. No matter what I do, whether I do good or bad, it goes apeshit. It's shit luck, that's what. The difficulty of managing the abnormality is acknowledged. However, continued shirking and offloading of your suppression responsibility to other employees is inappropriate. I believe former captains should be held to a higher degree of accountability. Take a good look at these weapons the fool of a manager gave me. Say that again. Its creepy face didn't change one bit, no matter how many bullets I blasted into it. I have shared the absurdity of your weapon assignment with Mr. She said, but it appears that he has not yet found the time to pay the manager a visit. The manager, the BTC, bunch of slackers, all of them. Well, not that I mind. The more delays about, the more opportunities for art appreciation time I get. The dusk ordeal is still in progress. Search for other hallways to assist. Your BA-8 as always, Captain. Welfare team hallways are clear. As for the interview subject's corpse, they'll be cremated alongside victim Jacob's cadaver, concluding the interview. What is the meaning of your gaze? T-04-50. Is it wrath? Because I killed your worker bee with the very weapon extracted from your essence? Or does it look like just another redemption or love from where you stand? I'm curious, how does it all appear in your eyes? Does it appear as inscrutable as my gaze is to you? Didn't expect to get sentimental. I will have to check my corrosion rate. However, the first order of business is completing the suppression effort. End of recording. Talking about gazing. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Alright, let's test this out. Oh boy. Shit. It didn't clock to me that this was after Canto 9. Oh, Gregor, no. But only 5 participants, okay. Definitely use these two.
녹슨 총에 날카롭지 않은 화살초.
Ooh, can't go wrong with Rudia.
장비 점검은 완벽하군. 준비되었습니다.
복지팀에 맡겨두시게!
Oh yeah, only 5. Huh. But I want to use this new ego if possible though.
복지팀에 맡겨두시게!
I'm pretty sure Faust is best in slot.
제한 명령 지역으로 이동.
Mainly for the reason that I think of fighting like hordes of enemies or something. Can I get numbers? Can I get number 7? Can I get 7 number 3 bolts? Oh, so this is while they are still fixing up the LCE. Number 3 bolts. Bingo. Be right there. With lollygagging and crack-hacking laughs. We're swamped here. Behold, hither! I have espied a combination of cracks that much resembles a fixer's sigil. Oh, that's right enough out of you, you little... Huh? Did you just wheeze out of my smack? Tie patterns have become far too predictable. About 2 days had passed since we wrapped up Operation Spider Pie. The LCE department was still recovering from the aftermath of the assault, and we were assisting where we could with the restoration efforts. Though, I wasn't sure what exactly we were doing here with the facility management team. I hardly expected to see you again so soon after that. Some farewell that was. Well, it can't be helped that the entire facility management team is currently on PTO. We've been loaned some LCCA personnel for the repair project. so let us make do with them. I'm surprised they haven't all been dragged back to office already. What with everything that's happened? PTO is their right and therefore must be honored. You can't just cancel their time off after signing and approving their requests. Then why don't we just wait till they get back from their vacays? Come on, we were busting our butts out there just a few days ago. How about giving us some time off too? Not with multiple containment units still blasted wide open. There's no telling when the abnormalities reduced to their ovate forms will return, you understand. Should we face such a case without the containment units ready to operate, the entities will be wreaking havoc on our facility yet again, and we will all be dragged back to work, like it or not. I would much rather not deal with another containment breach incident so soon, especially when it's almost certain they will be laying waste to the boxes of snacks we prepared specifically for your return. How many boxes have you got? 3. All of them 48 by 38 by 34 centimeters in dimension, the largest standard size box we have. Aaron. Oi! Who do you think you are to tell us what to do? Still, there was no point in arguing with Hohenheim when he was right. No need to needlessly drag out restoring the facility and let those abnormalities loose again. Besides, Gregor was still down for the count. Alrighty, boys and girls, I got you some cool drinks, so take a quick breather. You're full of beans today, ain't ya? Hey, what's not to like? They've got snacks I've never even laid my eyes on before. Ooh, and come here, look at this. Ta-da! Look what I found, everyone. Rhodia declared as she triumphantly held up a small can. What is that? I don't think I've seen that before either. Seriously? You never had one of these when you were little? Oh wait, do they not sell this stuff in the nests? Oh, I know this. It's that shaky then drinky thing, innit? Yeah, I knew you'd recognize this heat. You're all like bloody sheltered townies, you know that? Right, take a gander at this. You know, that can's gonna blow up in your face if you keep shaking it like... I know what I'm doing, Bodhi. Look, I uncapped this thing and try a sip. It's turned into jelly. Heathcliff moved from sinner to sinner, confidently handing them each a can of well-shaken drinks. Oh, that's nice of him. And the sinners all responded with varying degrees of astonishment, some of them even giving the can a double take. This is a condensation of carbonation itself, its structure compressed into pudding-like forms. Wowzers! It's like they took the juice of a fruit and trapped it in tiny bubbles. It's slightly too sweet, but it's tasty nonetheless. Yeah! Now this is what I'm talking about. Say, where'd you get these? I couldn't get my hands on this stuff recently. We researchers are all rather positively obsessed with new technology. That fixation translates quite directly to addiction to unique products like these. The pleasant flavor gives us a nice extra dose of motivation, of course. Sometimes enough to store them in expensive stasis preservation boxes, just in case we end up craving them in the future. According to our findings, the sudden paucity of this product in the mass market was caused primarily by the significant production cuts of its manufacturing plant. Despite the constant demand, it seems that the maintenance costs were far too expensive to maintain it as a large-scale operation. And you're just giving these rarities to us? Blimey, that's actually the nicest thing someone's done for us in a while. Oi, you ain't half bad, Specs. You're going up in my list. No need to reevaluate the personality of my character on my account assistant. They're from Martin's stash anyway. Without an owner to clean them, you are bound to end up collecting dust in a corner of some lost and found box. If spirits truly do exist, and if Martin had indeed chosen to hunt this very spot, I'm certain he would have chimed in to say, that seems like a reasonable thing to do, boss. Once again, he wasn't wrong, but his palpable lack of concern for the feelings of those around him seemed to suggest that there was indeed no reason for us to reconsider his personality. Bloody hell, mate, you could have led with that. Oh, I think some of that went down the wrong pipe. Of course, food's not there to look pretty. I agree with Hohenheim. After all, what use are all these delicacies if we just let them sit and spoil? So we can't like let these tasties go bad, right? Is it that good? It is good, but not that good, Executive Manager. She is simply a glutton with no regard for flavor. You know, I do feel pretty bad for Dante every time we get a chance to eat something good. What with being unable to eat and all. I don't think it's something to feel bad about. Still, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. Muttering, I looked up to stare at Lydia. Ooh yeah, that really hit the spot. Somebody stop me, cause I can't. Downing her third can of the drink. That reminds me, I had once cobbled together a gustation simulator as a hobby project. Station simulator? Well, as we must all be aware, energy gel is the most efficient form of sustenance. It is tiny, highly caloric, yet unfortunately, makes for quite a flavorless custody experience. So I have devised a gadget that, once a food item is placed and scanned in its flavor analyzer, it transfers its exact flavor profile directly to its wearer. It is rather simple to equip and operate too. Simply wearing it on your wrist should transfer the flavor information to the wearer, but I must have misplaced it. I gotta say, that sounds pretty revolutionary for how dismissive you are about it, like it's some kind of toy you bash together. The joy must come from the invention and demonstration of the technology itself. Indeed, my fellows would, following the regular Illuminators conferences, cast their erstwhile prime inventions into boxes of miscellanea. Decent guess, but you're half wrong. I had indeed intended to distribute it to my team, were it not for that single fault. What is that single fault, you ask? When worn for too long, the device will start recognizing even the mere act of breathing as eating. Every breath I took brought a rush of thick, clawing Basque cheesecake flavor onto my tongue. It would normally be a rather scrumptious delicacy, but when it taints the very air I breathe, it inspires nothing but nausea in my mouth. And thanks to that, I ended up uncontrollably emptying the contents of my stomach on the floor. Ew. Ew. But perhaps that should not be a problem for subjects who are not coerced to believe by their autonomic nervous system, such as your manager. Ooh, does that mean I'll finally get to partake in Rodia's food critiquing sessions during our next team dinner? By the looks of it, they seem quite excited about the prospect. Very well, I will begin my search henceforth then. Damn, you even rigged the lights here. Were these alarms connected to this facility as well? Indeed. Every location related to Limbus company is equipped with relevant devices to detect the arrival of our Walpurgisnachts. So you're saying like, even while we were at the bus, the LCE and whatever, even the headquarters and all that, it also flashed green, and they all basically just went, well, it's time of day again, but we got nothing to do with it. Once the familiar green light and the accompanying alarm began to blare, Faust, who had been wordlessly leaning against the wall with her arms crossed, slowly shuffled towards us. She seemed unusually exhausted, so I thought I might ask her if everything was okay, but... Have the corridor repairs progressed enough for us to explore this scenario, Hu and I? Of course, contrary to someone who insisted that its frequency is not something we can reliably predict, I had intuited that this odd phenomenon with a taste of green illuminations would be arriving soon, and made the corridor repairs one of our high priority goals. I see. Thank you. Maybe now's bad time. This was after her administrative council thing, right? That response was indeed most unexpected. Completely breaks the expected behavior pattern. Dante, let us enter without delay. Well, okay. It sounded as though Hohenheim muttered something at us at the last second, but his voice was soon devoured by the sinners and their raucous chatter, accompanied by the sloping noise of drinks guzzled down. Depressing. Yeah, let's see. We're in the welfare team section. Maybe it's blue all over because that's their main color? This place is pretty big too. Not as big as Central Command, but this place has got a pretty high ceiling. Couldn't they have changed the actual colors or interior design of this whole? Different lights, sure, but ain't all this always samey looking? It's starting to get a bit old for me. I think consistency a good thing actually. The library always throws something new at us every visit, and there were times when we got killed before we even knew what was going on. Forsooth, if our lives be forfeit all the same, wouldst thou not say that they are best spent on new experiences? New experiences such as witnessing us color with our own eyes. Doesn't that bloke's blue slice and dice you more than a dozen times, lass? Don't tell me you enjoy every single one of them. Hey, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't consider your lives to be forfeit all the same. more death equals more pain for me, you know. Well, despite their relative predictability, it is inadvisable to underestimate the former L Corp's ordeals, as they are also characterized by progressively intensifying danger levels. Danger levels? Huh. Metal Gear. Indeed, the scenarios first began at the dawn, then it was the noon, followed by suppression of a wow risk level abnormality. It is obvious that the ordeal following our previous encounter would pose a greater level of danger than the ordeal of noon. You must be referring to the incrementally progressive pressure we had discussed prior, Miss Faust. Yes, following the deductive mode of thinking, this ordeal must be an ordeal of dust. Blimey, you've certainly got talent for spectacle. Hey, you ain't in the habit of stalling, waiting for dramatic moments to drop important information, are you? Faust does not care for such useless, vain theatricality. What? I was clearly joking, lass. You didn't have to be so cross about it. I should probably sort out a few doubts for Faust to go over in our next consultation session. We'd better focus on the ordeal at hand first. Faust, mind shedding some more light on it? The time will be dusk, and the color is amber. The food chain is set to appear in this ordeal. The food chain? Is it the whole natural cycle of eat and be eaten? What? Why is it gotta be bugs again? While I was still mulling over what Faust had just said, Rhodia, who seemed to have noticed something squirming in the distance, burst into a disgusted, irritated rant. Ever since last time, it's just been one thing after another trying to close me out. Is this also supposed to be one of the goals the so-called scenario setup? I was still holding the can of jelly drink in her hand. There it goes. I've completely lost my appetite. Either finish chewing before you speak, or wipe that revolved grimace off your face if you insist on shoveling the jelly down regardless of the creature's sight. One lapse in decorum at a time. Fortunately, Executive Manager, the entity's movement speed appears notably slow. A meticulous distance measuring coupled with a methodical stratagem move should allow us to neutralize the target without issue. There's no need to rush. If we can just make sure to move faster than those things do, we should be fine. Alright. It's nice to have some tidbits of what happened afterwards.
곤란하네. 나는 어떤 사람과도 잘 지낼 자신이 있지만 관리자님은 예외거든. 관리자님과 희희낙락하면서 지내는 건 내게도 버겁다고.
Okay, so this is easy mode, so I don't think I should care so much.
만만찮겠군. 본인이 하지.
제압 계획의 규모가 너무 큰 거 아니야? 적당히 쉬엄쉬엄 해도 괜찮을 텐데.
The art style may have got better. Like we're seeing more angles of the face and things. Very nice.
이런 제압은 회사에겐 효율적일지는 몰라도 직원들의 희생이 항상 뒤따르는 법이지. 그 희생을 값싼 대가로 여기는 게 아니라면 한상체 제압에 너무 집착하지는 마. 이곳의 목적이 그런 게 아니라는 건 관리자님도 알고 있잖아.
당신의 판단을 따를게요.
관리자님, 아무래도 직원 한 명의 부서 배치가 잘못된 것 같아.
Oh, there was. It shows the in the revolver.
저 활활 타는 마음도 오래 가진 못할 거야. 식기 전까진 열성적으로 해보는 것도 괜찮겠지.
What's stopping me from just
당신의 판단을 따를게요.
So you unloads everything after
지키기 위해서
reload it. So like she kinda reloads, then shoots again, then reloads, I think.
이런 제압은 회사에겐 효율적일지는 몰라도 직원들의 희생이 항상 뒤따르는 법이지. 그 희생을 값싼 대가로 여기는 게 아니라면 한상체 제압에 너무 집착하지는 마.
Evolved yet.
이곳의 목적이 그런 게 아니라는 건 관리자님도 알고 있잖아.
당신의 판단을 따를게요.
One shot.
망설이지 말고.
이런 제압은 회사에겐 효율적일지는 몰라도 직원들의 희생이 항상 뒤따르는 법이지. 그 희생을 값싼 대가로 여기는 게 아니라면 한상체 제압에 너무 집착하지는 마. 이곳의 목적이 그런 게 아니라는 건 관리자님도 알고 있잖아.
Yeah, I could use his ego. No.
필중 의지만 있다면
It was not aware of the attack wave. I see.
징계팀에서 다 망가뜨린 줄 알았는데 멀쩡한 장비가 남아있었나 봐.
지킬 게 많거든.
Actually, into a custom inevitable process.
이런 제압은 회사에겐 효율적일지는 몰라도 직원들의 희생이 항상 뒤따르는 법이지.
2000.
그 희생을 값싼 대가로 여기는 게 아니라면 한상체 제압에 너무 집착하지는 마. 이곳의 목적이 그런 게 아니라는 건 관리자님도 알고 있잖아.
만만치 않겠군. 본인이 하지. 이유.
Bang bang. Them. It was dominating. Police dominating 21.
관리자님은 그래도 어디에 누구누구처럼 직원들을 사지로 내는구나. 클리포트 억지력을 조금 강화했어.
Again, but this time
내가
actually
말했지.
do it.
복지팀은 나름대로 바쁜 부서라고.
파고들 시간이 전후에
아르카나 빛. 흠차.
Yeah, you did. Yep. So much for using the new ego.
이번에도 멋지게 해냈네. 엔젤라님에게 잔뜩 칭찬을 들었겠어? 당신의 노고는 이곳을 좀 더 멋지게 바꾸는데 일조할 거예요. 같은 그럴듯해 보이지만 하나도 재미없는 소리 말이야.
Alright. Is there any story after this? Yep. It wasn't as complicated as I thought. Fast forward, the largest hostile remains standing. Do not drop your guard until it is eliminated. Well, just keep ahead of that floating freak of a turtle and we restore it. Ain't as if the bastard spitting venom that eats you to bone. Besides, if he was that dangerous, Clockhead would have shoved the rest of them off to the lobby for a breather, yeah? Sorry. Yet, should it be allowed to land a single blow, thou shalt be crunched betwixt his jaws with dreadful haste. Young Meursalt, too, was consigned to such a fate. I only asked him to slow down so we could proceed more safely. Didn't think it would turn out like that. I feel so bad. I too found myself on the verge of becoming prey to it. Meursalt's unhesitating interposition spared me that outcome. I am indeed indebted to him. The Sephiroth bloke running this place is a real sort too. Chesed, was it? Kept nattering while we were busy scrapping, and now that it's over, he switched the radio off just to sort himself a coffee. Maybe it's his way of saying that the best welfare perk for employees is neglect. Haha. Excuse me, less talking and more helping, do you mind? I know we all think it's an easy fight, but that thing is absolutely durable, and I have no idea how much more we have to throw at it to kill. Huh? The irritated muttering spilling into motion, Ishmael swung her weapon through the air hard against the gigantic bug's carriage. And as though there had been just a blow needed to end it, the creature split into pieces, its bulk crashing to the floor in chunks. And with that, the bulbous engorged orange pustule on the insect's back burst with a sticky wet pop, spraying its contents all over Ishmael. First green and now orange. You've got a knack for getting sprayed, huh? Is this what? The slime identity reference? Are you okay, Ishi? No, just stay here. There's nothing. I've been splashed with flowers out at sea. Wait a minute, this somehow smells familiar. Hey, look, what was that? For a split second, her face brightened, as to scrunch up into a grimace. Oi, what's wrong? Ease up, Heath. Some of that stuff even got into her mouth. Just think how awful that must feel. Taste, I mean. You probably can't even put into words. No. Tastes like the jelly, doesn't it? Someone get over here and give it a taste. What makes you think we'd fancy a taste of that nasty goo? No, that's not it. I'm not being weird or anything. It's just shocking. Shockingly rank, is it? If you're gonna croak from it, we're not daft enough to queue up and join you, yeah? If you keep kicking it like that... Ah, darn it! Heathcliff went abruptly quiet as well. I've tasted this before. What? About an hour back. I found Odd discarded yonder and thought to retrieve it. Yi Sang slipped gently between Heathcliff's furrowed stare. Ishmael's resolute nod. Resting within his hands were sheets of paper. One was a garish flyer featuring a mascot raising a soda and with an exaggerated smile. And the other was a booklet that seemed to list up how to use tips for some sort of device. I-CC3-FL-O Ban Juicy Squeezer, Orange Instruction Manual. Table of Contents, Breeding and Feeding, Exterior Carapace Vesicle Harvest, Liquid Extraction and Storage Procedures. Well, we actually get like new art. That's nice. So that means... No, nah, you can't be. You can't! The flyer, yeah, what does the flyer say? Go on! Shake a shake, zing a zing, new launch, dancing bun orange flavor, it says. We've seen the can on that flyer before. The same can that's still within our line of sight. The same can that Rhodia is holding in her right hand. The container of Bun's so-called vesicles, or pulp. No. That can't be right. Can't be. Rhodia! We watched Rhodia unravel, eyes quaking as she muttered to herself. The next instant, the world went dark as though the candle that had been lighting our path was snuffed out. We found ourselves back in a familiar place. Ah, you're back. Just in time. Manager, I found a gas station simulator for you. I went back to full, along with some minor modifications, given your anatomical implementation that kept mastication off the list of your physical abilities. But before we proceed, care to explain the cause of this collective display of nausea? No, it can't. It can't be right, it can't be true. Tell me it's a lie, it's not possible. This one seemed to have completely lost the senses. Was the ordeal more challenging than expected? The ordeal itself was fine, it's just that there was another ordeal we had to. When time permits, I will need to research and develop an interpretive device for that clockwork TikTok. This mode of communication is certainly less than inefficient. In any case, I took the liberty of installing the dancing bun beverage flavor you requested in the simulator, Try activating the function and see whether you are able to taste it. No thanks. Hmm? You're shaking your head. Is that a sign of refusal? Yes, I'm good. Sorry guys. Maybe the only time the absence of mouth feels like a blessing. Nope. It all turns out well.
이제 말씀하셨던 야근을 속히
어이, 알후가 탈출했다. 팀장이 나설 차례로군.
다음에는 류슈 팀원에게도 육체적 파격이 가능한 무기의 승인을 검토해 주십시오, 관리자님.
관리자.